So we just got the premiere of Black Bear starring Aubrey Plaza, and I have some questions.
You love her, and she is bad. Oh yeah, she is fucking bad.
What did she do?
Are you defending her?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon, and this is Film Flair, where we discuss anything and everything that makes film and television great. So be sure to subscribe, and let's talk about a confusing film. Now, Black Bear is both written and directed by Lawrence Michael Levine. He's got a couple of short films and a couple of feature lengths under his belt, but they're typically small budgets with limited distribution. This film is really his first step up into the big leagues with an A-list actress and a larger distribution platform. And yes, I do consider Aubrey Plaza an A-list actress in my book. Coincidentally, this is the second movie I've seen and reviewed with her in it. If you'd like to see my previous review of that movie, you can watch it when you're done with this one. Now, Black Bear is a departure from Aubrey's typical oddball and comedic roles, and somehow this is one of the best performances I've seen her in yet. I've always had a feeling that she could be serious and dramatic, but she absolutely nailed her performance in this one.
I'll fucking kill you! I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
And she still managed to make me laugh a couple times as well. She was hands down the absolute best thing about this film. From watching her facial expressions during the awkward conversations in the first act, to her sheer dramatic performances at the end, there wasn't a single bad frame of Aubrey in this movie from start to finish. And speaking of awkward conversations, Sarah Gadon and Christopher Abbott were also pretty good alongside Aubrey. Their passive aggressiveness turned to aggressive aggressiveness may have been overplayed in the story, but their performances of their characters were really good.
What? I'm sorry, it's just so rare to have the opportunity to pick a real artist's brain.
All three of them worked together well, and their dynamics were interesting to watch on screen. All that said, I do think these actors outperformed the script itself. And I think that's where this film is going to lose the most people. Some of the writing and directing choices are strange, relationships were mentioned but not fully explained, and the full story doesn't quite make any sense. In fact, this movie felt like it was two stories just slapped together into one. And I'm still not entirely sure exactly what the plot was. I could tell what the general story idea was, but like a lens out of focus, this execution just wasn't clear at all. Now, truth be told, I did go into this movie completely blind. I had only heard about it the day before I watched it, and I didn't even bother to watch a trailer or look anything up about it. I only knew the basic logline, and I'm not sure if that was a mistake or not, because I was so confused for the majority of this movie. But looking back, that still doesn't help me at all. In fact, let me know what you guys think this movie is about in the comments below. Whatever it is, I bet you're wrong. I was never sure what this movie was supposed to be. At some points, I thought it was a comedy, a really dark, twisted comedy, because some scenes were just downright laughable. But in a way, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be laughing at them. And there were some sequences where it felt like this movie was trying to be suspenseful. But then the camera work evoked a sense of melodrama with its long, drawn-out takes that really should have ended long before they actually did. The camera lingered on certain characters for far too long, making me think that there was something there when clearly nothing was happening. But even more distracting than the interesting camera choices was the score for this film. It was way too dramatic for absolutely no reason at all, and way too overbearing, drowning out everything else that we're supposed to be seeing and hearing. It was just entirely too loud and too in your face, like it was trying to tell you how you're supposed to be feeling when the picture itself couldn't. And maybe that's because the picture really couldn't. What started out as awkwardness between characters meeting as strangers turned into more awkwardness as the characters got to know each other, and even more so when the audience was starting to figure out what was happening. But then everything just kept getting weirder and more convoluted. By the end of the first act, I had no idea what I was even watching. The start to the second act only brought up a ton more questions. And at one point in this film, I thought it was all one giant practical joke, even though I couldn't tell who the joke was being played on. Maybe the audience. I just don't know. And that's when I just gave up even trying to decide what was real and what wasn't. Absolutely nothing made sense until the very last frame, and even then, most of it still didn't, leaving me with just a ton of questions. I've never had to think so hard about what was happening in a film before. Even Christopher Nolan movies make more sense and are easier for me to follow than this one. But did I like it? Maybe. This was one of the most confusing movies I think I've ever seen, but I honestly can't say that all of its nonsense came together in a way that didn't make me smile. It's a confusing film that leaves you with a lot of questions at the end of it, and the acting performances may just be the only saving grace of this film. But if you've got the bandwidth and the curiosity, it just might be worth your watch. Let me know what you guys thought of Black Bear in the comments below. And please do be sure to like and subscribe if you've made it this far. We've got new videos coming out every week. But until next time, have a great day, and don't forget to watch a great movie. Bye.